uh, like I say, Chengpeng Zhao or Cheng something Zhao, the head of Binance, is forgiven. Let's see if I can. Oh, this thing is being blocked on me. Anyway, he has been forgiven and he's on the way, and he doesn't even, and he's out. But the accusation against him was that he let all sorts of crime go through his cryptocurrency and didn't do anything about it. And see, in America, there are know your customer rules, which the cryptocurrency community was very upset about because for a long time everybody avoided taxes by going to Bitcoin and going through like Coinbase. And they went to Coinbase and said, you have to tell us about all the transactions over $10,000 and you have to prove who everybody is. And they didn't want to do that, but they did it because Coinbase was determined to be legal. And so Binance moved out of the USA, and you cannot use Binance from the USA. I know I got some Binance, and what you have to do is you have to move into a crypto and then move into another crypto to go overseas and then do the transaction overseas. It's a mess because they were forbidden to operate in the USA because they did not conform with Know Your Customer rules. So, anyway, I don't know enough about the case. Like the case against Julian Assange, I am really puzzled because he's not a citizen of the United States, and he wasn't doing it in the United States, so how can he be prosecuted under United States law? Like Julian Assange was in Australia publishing stuff, so what does the United States have to say about it? This is something about international law I don't really understand. I know certain crimes are so egregious that they'll send you out of one country back to this country, like extradite you for things like murder, and I guess maybe they treated espionage that way, but it seems to me like money laundering would hardly rise to the level of forcing you to be extradited. But anyway, that's why he was in there and Trump let him out. Of course, what I heard is that the real point was he bought a bunch of Trump's stablecoin. So that's why the Democrats were very upset when Trump launched his meme coin, because that's just a way for anybody to bribe him, like foreigners, and nobody can track it. And all this is blatantly unconstitutional. I mean, Jimmy Carter had to sell his peanut farm because you can't have any other source of money while you're president because of corruption. And Trump just has selling watches, selling just shoes, selling Bibles, running a crypto coin, just collecting money, hoovering it up from everybody everywhere while he's president, which seems to clearly violate the Constitution, but the Supreme Court doesn't care anymore. Anyway, it's we're living in the end of the old United States, and there's going to be some new system coming up. It'll either be a dictatorship or it'll be something very different. But I think the old system is very much crumpled. I mean, I think now a lot of Democrats are saying, well, what Trump has shown us is the rules don't matter. You can just do everything. So if we ever get back in power, let's just do everything. You know, ban guns, declare Medicare for all. Just do it. This thing where you like try to pass stuff through Congress, that seems to be over. And so we're heading for a new system. I like the Jeet Hears podcast. He starts it with a quote, I think from some book, that says, the old system is dying. The new system is struggling to be born. Now is the time of monsters. And that seems very accurate. And it happens every 80 years. Every 80 years in the United States, the old system collapses and we have something like the Great Depression or a Civil War or something as we struggle to invent a new one. And that's the good part and the bad part of America, is that we have no actual traditions that matter. So we don't have any stability. We can just change everything on a dime. Anyway, so this military contractor was developing cyber weapons for the U.S. military and other Western parties and secretly selling them to Russia for $1.3 million and got caught. Although, to be fair, he's being he's being accused of it, but they don't have him in custody. Sounds like he fled and escaped. But this is the thing. We have a lot of spies, and the people developing cyber weapons are selling them to Russia, so that's thing go. South Korea. They're going to do a security inspection of their systems. Something maybe we should be doing here, although in the Trump administration we're ending CISA and everything else. But anyway, they're upset. To ease the growing public anxiety over hacking, we are going to do a comprehensive security vulnerability test of all kinds of systems open to the public, financial and telecommunication systems. It will be interesting to hear the results. This is one of many, we've proposed this sort of thing many times in the United States. Another thing we proposed is that everybody overseeing critical systems should be certified in some way to be competent, but these things never go anywhere because nobody can agree on what the rules are. But I guess South Korea is going to do it, and we'll see what happens. Another fine South Korean tradition that is apparently coming here is that every time a new president takes over, they throw the previous president in jail. That happens all the time over there, and that's what the Supreme Court was trying to head off when they just gave Trump blanket immunity. But I think it's very clear that the Democrats want to throw as many of these people in jail as possible when they get back in. And Trump is already trying to throw as many Democrats as he can in jail. So it looks like we're going to have that going on, which is, another American innovation, somewhat shy of a civil war. Hey there. Anyway, EU is going to have a electronic wallet stored in phones. We have a couple of states have that here. I don't really understand why everyone's rushing to this, and I don't understand what the benefit is. But anyway, you can have a wallet in your phone. The privacy people in America do not like this. They don't recommend it. They say, handing a cop your unlocked phone is not a good thing for privacy. Just having a paper driver's license would seem to be more logical. But anyway, that's what's going to happen. So Russia's restricting Telegram and WhatsApp again. They often do this. I mean, the real point here, I think, is that my Russian students have been following the Ukraine war for years on Telegram. There are people just doing live videos on Telegram of the Ukraine war, and the Russian government, of course, doesn't like that because they feed their people propaganda, and they don't want them having direct, real-time information. But I'm also saying this has to do with, I don't know, there's a lot of things going on in Telegram you could get upset about. Criminal activity. They aren't kidding about that. There's plenty of that on Telegram, regardless of what you would consider as crimes. All right, let's see if I can get through to any of these things. Maybe not. Anyway, so File Explorer is Microsoft's yellow folder tool to just see files, and they're going to remove the preview feature for files downloaded from the internet, which is probably a good security measure. Years ago, they removed the preview feature for email, images, and such, because if you view just the text or just the name of a file, that's usually safe, although the Stuxnet attack would take over your machine just from viewing the name of the file in File Explorer, but Microsoft patched that. But anyway, the preview feature tends to be a threat vector. It tends to be vulnerable. So ChatGPT, Atlas is their new browser. And this is representative of OpenAI that makes it. This is your AI-enabled browser that will do things for you, like go on sites and shop for you and search for you and everything. And they're hoping everybody will jump to it, and it'll have a new era of the web where your browser is intelligent. I think what we're trying to get is like Captain Kirk. You just talk to the computer. Hey, computer, is that a safe planet to go to? Figure it out. Just tell me the answer. I don't have to find a website or click on a link or read the page or anything. It will go find the pages, read them, and tell me what's going on. The problem, of course, is that AI really doesn't work worth a damn. There was a test recently that showed that it has a 45% chance when summarizing something of getting it wrong, except for the Google AI, which has an 80% chance of getting it wrong. And also, it's all vulnerable to prompt injection, which is what bothers me. I mean, if you tell it to go to websites or read emails or something, anybody that can add something to any of those websites or email can give it commands to do things you don't want, like find all the credit card numbers in your machine and send them to me at this address. And they don't have any way to fix that. And here they are discussing it. They're saying one emerging risk we're worried about is prompt injection, where malicious instructions are hidden in your sources. And they say our long-term goal is that you would be able to trust it. We're working hard to achieve that. We've done red teaming, implementing overlapping guardrails and safety measures. However, none of those are worth a damn. Prompt injection remains a frontier. You can bust right through it. I've added some of the new security measures to my AI course I'm teaching next semester, and you can turn on the defense and you can punch through it the first time you try. It's pathetic. These defenses don't work worth a damn, and so they believe they can distribute this product to people and have people start using it, even though it's manifestly unsafe. This is an interesting philosophy. Elon Musk has a similar philosophy, distributing the full self-driving Teslas when they veer into the wrong lane, go into oncoming traffic, run over people quite frequently. And that's an interesting legal position you place yourself in, distributing a product that you know is defective and putting a label on it saying this product is unsafe to use at your own risk or something. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that's enough of the news, I think. Let me stop this.